Welcome to the Know, I'm Mica Burton. Fighting players on other platforms is all the rage these days, and it sounds like one of the year's most popular games could be next, because PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is considering PC and Xbox One crossplay. In an interview with VG247, executive producer Chang Han Kim said they're thinking about it, and it shouldn't be too difficult to implement, at least from a technical standpoint. Kim said, "When you consider the competitive side of the game, I do feel that there's a balance issue between the controllers and keyboard and mouse. That's what's making it difficult for us to do right away. If we're going to allow players to use controllers, we need to have the aim assist added in and things like that. We're not going to be supporting it right away, but it's something we'd like to look into later. So get ready to go Hunger Games on your Xbox cousins, PC gamers, but play nice, okay? Play nice." And staying in the realm of crossplay, it sounds like Sony is still the roadblock to all of your cross-platform dreams. After some recent issues with banning crossplay for several titles, the company continues to refuse Rocket League developer Psyonic's requests to let PS4 players join in on all the crossplay fun. Speaking with Engadget this week, Psyonic's boss Jeremy Dunham said that they are literally asking Sony about crossplay every single day. Dunham said, "There have been slight variations on how it's been presented to us, but essentially it's the same answer. It's not right now," or "it's something we'll consider." That's paraphrasing, but there hasn't been any movement. Sony's like that parent that always says no, but maybe one of those days the developers will wear them down. I know when I asked for a puppy for 14 years of my life, it finally happened, so keep going, Sony. There were tons of rumors ahead of E3 that a new Splinter Cell game might be making an appearance, but of course, E3 came and went without Sam Fisher's presence. And just to stomp on your dreams of a new Splinter Cell game even more, Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot has indicated that the game isn't really in production at all, or at the very earliest stages of it. Guillemot made these comments on the Ubisoft blog saying, "What we can say is we're receiving a lot of sketches and proposals around the brand, and we're going to pick one up. I think you'll be able to see something, but you will have to wait for that." So from the sound of that, the chances of a new Splinter Cell are going to be pretty far off. But one Ubisoft game that is coming up much more quickly this year is Assassin's Creed Origins. And on that front, Ubisoft says they're working hard to ensure that the game is overall much better than some of its more recent entries, and most specifically its side quests. Origins director Ashraf Ismail told Game Reactor, "We have a lot of surprises in there. A lot of it's optional content, but we put a lot of effort into having really high quality optional content. So we've gone overboard into making sure that there's a lot of optional content that will constantly surprise the player, show quality, show narrative value, show the meaning of why this is the place the Brotherhood came to be." Okay, well, that's all well and good, but it doesn't answer the most pressing question. Are we done with follow missions? No, seriously, if I have to walk behind some dude who walks slow and talks for 45 minutes one more time, I'm going to die. BioWARE recently sort of confirmed and then unconfirmed that a new Dragon Age game is in development, and now they're kind of confirming it again. BioWARE creative director Mark Laidlaw recently appeared on the 1099 podcast talking about BioWARE games like Jade Empire. When asked about Jade Empire 2, Laidlaw said that it's not happening at the moment because of a little something called the next Dragon Age. Laidlaw said, "Let's put it this way, Dragon Age is fairly distracting," which means it's been reconfirmed? It kind of, I've lost track, but if you get it, let us know. Super Mario Odyssey was a big hit at E3 with his magic cap taking over the body of a T-Rex and everything, but apparently Shigeru Miyamoto had his doubts about the upcoming game. In an interview with IGN, Miyamoto said that he was concerned about people's response to Mario being placed in a world with normal-sized humans. That's a reference to the game's New Donk City stage, where Mario navigates a city similar to New York. Miyamoto said, "I was worried about how players would react to being in a world where Mario is this tall and normal people are a little bit taller, or the fact that people don't get mad at Mario when he's jumping up and down all over the place." And judging by the response from fans, though, it sounds like Miyamoto has nothing to worry about. Super Mario Odyssey hits shelves October 27th, and I know I am excited to roam around New Donk City. It looks like Twitch affiliates are about to get some of these same benefits as Twitch partners. The company announced that affiliates will now have access to sub buttons on their channels, allowing users to sub for $4.99, $9.99, and $24.99 per month, as well as the Twitch Prime free subscription. Twitch said about the new feature for affiliates, many Twitch partners can remember with crystal clarity the first time someone subscribed to them. They talk about how humbled they were that someone was willing to step up and offer ongoing support. Today we congratulate all the Twitch affiliates who will now have the opportunity to forge those lasting connections with their new subscribers. There are of course some partners making a bit of a fuss about allowing affiliates to get some of the same features they worked very hard for, but come on, it's not a zero-sum game, guys. This gives more streamers more ways to make money, and that's always a good thing. Let's support our community. We've possibly learned a little more about Visceral's upcoming Star Wars game, including details on another main character. The site, Making Star Wars, the same outlet that may have leaked some detail just last week about the game's main character known as Dodger, is now claiming that Project RAGTAG will feature another main character called Roby Maddox. Maddox is a gunslinger with an attitude who is a close friend of Dodger's and is his partner in crime. And apparently the plan is for her to star in a future sequel. Dodger, if you remember, is apparently a refugee from Alderaan who is wanted by the Empire, and he and Maddox are apparently part of a crew that will be assembled on Dodger's ship. No release date yet on the game, but it sounds like an interesting side plot to the main canon storyline. It sounds like Batman might be going back to his roots as the world's greatest detective. The director of the new standalone Batman movie says that he wants to show a more detective version of Batman. While production is just starting on the movie, director Matt Reeves told New Trailer Buzz that he wants the Batman to let viewers experience what it's like to be the Caped Crusader. He added, "I think there's a chance to do an almost noir-driven detective version of Batman that is point-of-view driven in a very, very powerful way, and hopefully it's going to connect you to what's going on inside of his head and inside of his heart." Well, that sounds cool. Now go make it happen. Stop doing interviews. Go shoot the movie. We've learned that pretty much anything can be hacked, including a warship. Yes, there are fears that Britain's largest warship could be vulnerable to a cyber attack because, despite costing more than £3.5 billion, it's still running Windows XP. One source told The Times that the software would have been good in 2004 when the carrier was designed, but now it seems rather antiquated. Yikes. Reached for comment, the warship said, "I don't care, I'm never upgrading to Vista," which, we feel you, warship. We understand, it's alright. Google just got hit with a Google-sized fine this week after the EU slapped the internet behemoth with a $2.7 billion fine. Why? Well, officials say that Google was unfairly favoring its own services over rival companies when it came to search results. And while that may seem like a lot of money, it's actually pretty small when you consider that Google makes $90 billion in annual revenue. So something tells us that they're gonna be just fine. This isn't the first time that the EU has gone after an American tech company. They've demanded that Apple pay $14.5 billion in back taxes in Ireland and are currently investigating Amazon's tax practices on the continent. Well damn, Europe's going after some pretty big players. Hopefully it enjoys using Bing and Nokia phones for the rest of its life. Well, that is all the news we have for you today, and for more news from every corner of the internet, especially that one that's covered in cobwebs over there, be sure to like this video, and if you're new around here, subscribe to the Know News. Executive producer Chang Han Kim.
There are the headlines are still in here.
Those are fine. Yeah. And as well as the Twitch free.